everyone. Welcome to the Climate Solutions Podcast, where hope meets action in the fight against climate change. We explore the solutions that are driving real progress, from innovative technologies to policy changes and community-led initiatives. Let's dive in and start solving the climate crisis, one solution at a time. I'm Amma, and joining me today is my wonderful co-host, Brian. How's it going, Brian?
Hey, Amma. I'm doing great. Happy New Year, everyone. Excited to talk about today's topic. We know that this time of year, a lot of us are thinking about new resolutions. But today, we're doing something a little different. Instead of focusing on the usual lose weight or be more productive resolutions, we're going to talk about something that impacts all of us. How we can take action against climate change, starting with just one simple step.
That's right, Brian. And the great thing about this is that it doesn't require you to wait for big corporations or governments to take action. You, me, and everyone listening to this podcast can make a real difference. This year, let's make a New Year's resolution that's not just good for us, but also for the planet.
Exactly. And what's amazing is that small changes can add up. Today, we're going to talk about some practical, simple ways we can all reduce our carbon footprint and start moving toward a more sustainable future. Whether it's through lifestyle changes, reducing waste, or advocating for the planet, every little bit counts.
All right, let's dive in. Brian, one of the easiest things people can do is reduce their car usage. Did you know that transportation is one of the biggest contributors to climate change?
Absolutely. The good news is that we can all make a difference by either walking, cycling, or using public transport instead of driving whenever possible. And for those who really need to drive, switching to electric vehicles can make a huge difference, too. It might seem small, but every trip we skip or every time we choose a cleaner form of transport, we're reducing emissions.
Right, and even when we're at home, we can cut down on energy consumption. How many of us leave lights on or forget to unplug our devices? It's so simple to switch to energy-efficient LED lights, adjust the thermostat a little lower in winter, or unplug electronics when we're not using them. These are things that most of us can do without even thinking twice.
And if you're in a position to invest, solar panels or other renewable energy sources are a game changer. They can drastically reduce your household's carbon footprint. But don't worry, if solar panels aren't an option, these smaller steps are still incredibly impactful. It's all about creating a habit of saving energy.
Absolutely, Brian. And speaking of habits, another one we can work on is food and agriculture. Food waste, food production, processing, marketing, consumption, and disposal have important environmental externalities because of energy and natural resource usage and associated GHG emissions. The global volume of food wastage is estimated at 1.6 gigatons, GT, of primary product equivalents, while the total wastage for the edible part of food is 1.3 GT.
Yes, even modest changes add up. You can also make a difference by choosing locally grown, seasonal foods. That helps reduce emissions related to food transport. It's all about being mindful of where our food comes from and what it takes to get it to our plates.
That's a great point. And let's not forget fashion. The fashion industry is one of the biggest polluters globally. But the good news is that we have the power to change how we consume. Instead of falling into the trap of fast fashion, we can start buying fewer, higher quality items that last longer.
Exactly. And buying secondhand clothes is a fantastic way to cut down on waste. Online resale platforms and local thrift stores are great options for finding stylish, sustainable clothing. Not only does this help reduce the demand for new clothes, but it also lowers the need for new resources, things like water, labor, and raw materials.
And another great option is supporting ethical brands that prioritize sustainability. Many companies are shifting toward using recycled or organic materials and adopting more circular production models. So when we make the choice to support those brands, we send a clear message to the entire industry that we care about the planet.
Amma, all these small changes really add up when you think about it. But there's also power in advocacy. It's not just about what we can do in our own lives. It's also about how we can push for bigger change. Right now, grassroots climate movements are pushing for urgent action across the globe.
That's such an important point, Brian. And there are so many ways to get involved. You can support local environmental organizations, participate in climate marches, or even just raise awareness on social media. When we come together and amplify our voices, we can create the momentum needed for governments and businesses to take real action.
And let's not forget, voting for leaders who prioritize climate action is so important. Whether it's through policy changes that encourage clean energy or advocating for carbon taxes, we all have the power to influence the decisions that shape our future.
You're absolutely right. So, as we start this new year, let's all make a resolution to take at least one step toward tackling climate change. Whether it's reducing waste, supporting sustainable brands, or advocating for stronger climate policies, every action counts.
And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Start with small, easy changes and build from there. The more people who join in, the bigger the impact we'll make.
That's right. And if you're listening to this and you've already made some changes, or if you're planning to, we'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below or share your story with us. Let's inspire each other to make this year a turning point for our planet.
Before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. We've got more great content coming your way, from practical climate solutions to interviews with experts, activists, and innovators who are leading the way.
Thanks for tuning in to Climate Solutions Podcast. Let's make 2025 the year we all take action, one step at a time.
Happy New Year, everyone. Take care, and let's keep the planet in mind every step of the way.
If you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends and family. Together, we can create the momentum needed to tackle climate change. You can also visit our website www.ccnnews.in for daily climate news. See you next time. Subscribe CCN News channel, and Happy New Year!